Hi, I'm Dave Dodson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate, the seat currently held by John Barrasso. So, Gillette, you've given me four questions, and I'm going to take the first three together. How would you solve the deficit in education funding? Do you support local taxing authority? And what does the state need to do to attract new companies to Wyoming? So I'm going to take them together, and I think part of the reason is that because I have a business background and a degree in economics, I think about how those all relate together. And that's why I put together my plan, Dave's plan to put Wyoming first. And in that are specific things that we can do as a state to build our economy and create a healthy economy. So I encourage you to go look at Dave's plan to put Wyoming first on my website. But let me tell you a little bit about it as it relates to the economy. I think on that third point about attracting business to Wyoming, I think we have it all wrong. I don't think that's the way to go about it. When we think about attracting businesses to Wyoming, you start talking about giving them tax breaks and giving them money to come here. A lot of times they bring people from outside the state to our state and their way of doing things. I want to do it backwards. 89% of the jobs in the United States are from companies that are 20 or fewer employees. That's the heart and soul of our economy. And we have the blessing of abundant natural resources, whether it's coal, gas, wool, trona, the list is long. What we need to be doing is we need to be creating businesses by Wyomingites for Wyomingites. We need to be taking that raw material, the stuff that we grow and we raise and we pull out of the ground, and turning it into finished products. Blankets called Wyoming wool. Steak that's from Wyoming beef. We need to take that trona, and instead of shipping it out of state, we need to be turning it into soap and toiletries and things for pollution control. And all those can be done by Wyomingites if we train people how to be entrepreneurs and we provide the capital so that they can do that. And this is something I'm really good at because this is what I know how to do. It's what I've done my whole life. That's the first thing. The second thing, to give our funding for our schools and avoid tax, is sell more coal. I haven't given up on coal. I don't think anyone in Wyoming should. There's two places I want to sell coal. The first is to Asia, to Japan and South Korea. I want those export terminals opened up. It's good for the environment, it's good for jobs for Wyoming, and it's good for our country. The second thing is, I haven't given up on coal in the country. All right, we've spent $174 billion subsidizing wind. Imagine if 20 years ago we spent a fraction of that subsidizing carbon capture and coal became part of the clean energy solution. So I want to sell more coal and I want to create jobs by Wyomingites for Wyomingites. We do that, I am certain that we can avoid tax, we can solve our education deficit, and we can create a vibrant, healthy economy. And that's all in my plan, Dave's plan to put Wyoming first, on my website. Qualifications are responsibilities of the job. You know, I think it really, for the U.S. Senate, I think it falls into three categories. Where do my values come from? And I think in my case, my values come from my parents. My dad was in the sugar beet business. My mom was a school teacher. I was raised in a rural community, and I was raised with small town values. The second are my skills. And I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a career politician. I come from the private sector, building companies in 22 states, about 20,000 jobs, with unions working for me. I know what it's like to build and create middle-class jobs. And I know what the economy is about. I also have a degree in economics and a degree in business. I think the last thing Washington, D.C. needs is one more career politician or one more lawyer who doesn't understand the economy like you and I do. And lastly, you gotta have a plan. And that's why I've got Dave Dodson's plan to put Wyoming first. I've laid it out in detail both in my website and a pamphlet, which I'd love to send to you, because it's one thing to have ideas, it's another thing to have a plan. And I wanna go to Washington, D.C. with specific things to get done so that I can put Wyoming first, get money out of politics, improve our economy, fix our healthcare system, and recreate bipartisanship so we as a country can get things done. I love this state, I love this country, I want this job, not because I want to be a senator. I want this job because I want to get things done. I've got a plan. I want to put this plan in place. Thank you, Gillette.